Brock, let's jump right in. You're a very unique athlete. You've done so much. NCAA wrestling champion, WWE champion, NFL training camp, and a UFC champion. What has been the most difficult thing for you to accomplish thus far?
The most difficult thing, I think, is just, I don't know, as I look back in my career, everything's been quite a challenge, but I think my most physical feat that I've accomplished was winning an NCAA heavyweight championship. That took me a long time to train for, and I think it was just, I started wrestling when I was 5 years old, and it took me until I was like, 22, 23 years old to become that champion. But all my accolades and everything that I've done, none of them have been easy.
I know when I was there, we marveled at how you came from the college wrestling world and you were able to cross over into the WWE world, and you became a part of several WrestleManias in a big way, main eventing. What is your favorite WrestleMania moment that you've been a part of?
Well, obviously I've got there's one major highlight, my failed shooting star press WrestleMania moment, but I really don't have one. I think I'm looking forward to the future, and I've never really looked behind, and I'm looking forward to this weekend at Fastlane, winning the triple threat against Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, and catapulting me to the championship match at WrestleMania.
Well, let me ask you real quick at WrestleMania 19. It was an iconic move. People still talk about it. The shooting star press by a man who goes 280, 285. Knowing that was coming, what was your mindset throughout that day?
Well, it was one of those things where I never should have attempted or done the move, and I hadn't done the move for a long time. And when you're a man of my size and athletic ability, do you really need to do something like that? It was at the time I thought it was a good WrestleMania moment, and I guess it turned out to be one of those, but not in my favor.
Brock, there have been some legendary talkers in this business. You have one that's with you every single day. What role has Paul Heyman played for you?
Well, without Paul Heyman, I don't think my career would be where it is. Paul and I are kind of like bread and butter. We've been successful for a lot of years, and it's just worked. You've got a guy that can talk and talk the talk, and then you got the guy that can walk the walk. So I think we work very well together, and without Paul, from day one, Paul took me aside and talked to Vince McMahon about this character that he wanted to manage, and things just kind of snowballed from there.
It's amazing how incredibly popular he has become with you. I want to ask you about Daniel Bryan. He was our guest last week. He made news when he announced his retirement at just 34 years of age, severe concussions that he has had to deal with for years. What was your reaction to the sudden end of such a big star's career?
Well, I think he made a wise choice. I mean, there's over the years I can't even count on both my hands the amount of concussions that I probably had and didn't even know, just because of the business that I've been in. But I mean, when you can step away and put your health before your pride and the things that you love to do, and understand that there's more to life than wrestling or fighting or so be it, football, whatever it may be, you've got to take a step back and understand that someday, if you want some longevity, you got to make the right decision. I tip my hat to Daniel, and I think he made the right decision.
You, of course, were the UFC heavyweight champion, one of the most dominant men ever to step into the octagon. Your pay-per-view numbers were off the charts. So has been Ronda Rousey. She was considered the most dominant woman to ever step into the octagon until she lost in November. Now, on Tuesday, today, Rousey said in an interview with Ellen DeGeneres that she was suicidal after that loss. What advice would you give to her as she tries to resume her UFC career?
Well, I'm a big fan of Ronda's and have been since the beginning. And I think one thing that I learned, and she should have learned a long time ago, is that you have to learn how to lose before you can actually win. And that was one thing that my coach taught me when I was at a very young age, because I was a bad loser. Whenever I'd get beat, you've got to be able to get back on the horse. And this life is very precious and very short, and one fight isn't going to make or break her career. I think that she's got a long, she's just got to get back on the horse again and figure it out, and she will.
You've been so successful, WWE leaving, then coming back. There's been a lot of speculation she might do the same. What was your biggest challenge in crossing over and then coming back, if that's something that she would try to do?
Well, I think when you're a top athlete, and even people in the movie industry or people that are great at one thing, the work ethic is there. And I think for me, if you put the time in, I had no idea that I was going to become the UFC heavyweight champion of the world, but that was a goal of mine. And as I stepped in the octagon and faced a number of different foes, that I knew that I could be. And so the biggest, you just work hard at it. And if it's in your heart and in your mind, and you work at it and you want to do it and you believe in yourself, things can happen. And that's, if she can do whatever she wants to do, and she's proven that. But I think she's got a lot on her plate. You can't be a fighter and be in 10 movies a year, and she's going to have to step back and find out what Ronda wants to do moving forward.
Brock, you know how much respect I have for you. It's great catching up with you again. We now all know you a little bit better. We'll be watching you this Sunday at WWE Fastlane on the WWE Network. Thanks for being here, buddy, on Off the Top Rope.
Thanks. Thank you very much.